just thought I'd get a few things off my chest and just talk about how much the propaganda machine has been literally in full force this last year plus, and I still, no matter what I do, whether it's hit a power button, click on a dial, listen to the radio, scroll to a news outlet, get on social media, the propaganda is over the top. It really is. It's hard to deal with. Let me tell you something. For instance, I know this isn't a new phenomenon. Most of the audience knows that quote unquote fake news, government propaganda have been one and the same for a very long time on varying degrees. And I honestly thought it was going to be extremely difficult to top the war on terror. I really did. The war on terror was one in which, I gotta tell you folks, I was constantly disturbed and disgusted with just about everything that was going on in America in the lead up to the Iraq War, and then of course during the Iraq War and expansions even farther into Syria, Libya, etc. And I remember one year that I was back home. I was in my high school hometown, and I was at I think it was like a 4th of July event, or it could have been Memorial Day. We were out at the park, and all I kept seeing everywhere was the American flag waving. And I'm thinking to myself, man, I want to capture this moment, and I want to digitally reproduce the Nazi flag on these things, because these people have no idea what's really going on with our foreign policy. And I'm sure those people back then in Germany had no idea what was really going on. And right now, this is beyond the United States. This is around the globe. We are constantly being bombarded with propaganda from a very real, let me repeat this, real globalist threat. And globalism is obviously broadly defined. And people need to understand that doesn't necessarily mean one thing. But for the people at the top that are pulling the strings, that are using the United Nations, the World Health Organization, the World Economic Forum as a vehicle to project their message and promote their goals, while literally having them instituted by minions of the predator class all over the world. You know, I have a video right now on both my Facebook and my Twitter where this Canadian premier is asked a question that we can't really talk about on this platform, but it starts with an I and it ends with a mectin, discussing that as a treatment. And instead of like addressing the question he obviously hears, he just ignores it and starts talking about the boopity boop. And then on top of that, you know, I get in my car and I have to hear, this is our shot at back to normal. Let's take another shot, America. Like, what the hell is going on? When did it become okay and encouraged for media outlets to be completely unaccountable, to big tech to be completely unaccountable and really can't even be sued for their lies, right? Unless they've defamed you personally, they can put out whatever bullshit they want. It is literally everywhere today. Like, you know, the big news is that Facebook will no longer take down posts that say that COVID-19 was created in a laboratory. Well, wow, common sense wins out after 15, 16 months. Do you understand the damage this has done? Do you understand the damage this has done? Because people like myself, who were calling it out as something that was not natural from the very, very beginning were immediately marginalized. And again, that was used as a mockingbird tactic to, basically try to say that anything that I had to say about the matter of COVID 1984 was totally moot, totally irrelevant. Why? Oh, that's right. Because I'm some kook that thinks it came out of a laboratory. And even now, with this kind of limited hangout nonsense of a leak, it's not enough. And believe me, there's more than just political theater going on. I was thinking about it today, and believe me, I've been more than critical of Trump and how he failed us on almost every level. But, I took a lot of critique on that, especially from, some of our more hardcore audience, because, towards the end of the election, I just couldn't fathom what a Joey B presidency would be like, let alone a zombie Joe one. And we're starting to see it. And it had very real world effects on my everyday life. That's the thing. And people don't understand that. Had I stayed in New York, it would be even worse. But for instance, if I want to build something and that happens, or I have a friend build it, lumber has gone, skyrocketus, more than tripled. My gas has gone up. Food prices have gone up. Trump did give us some small wins. He absolutely gave us some small wins. Now, I'm not here to celebrate the man, but I also think it's extremely telling, for instance, that Trump himself is now probably going to be criminally prosecuted for anything they can find under, this Justice Department. Give me a break, right? They're trying to say it's, the New York Justice Department. Okay. Meanwhile, everything on Biden, on his son, has been completely squashed, completely covered up. And, now they're saying he's going to get a 90-day commission together to find out where this thing originated. Why in the world wouldn't that be what the supposed Zelikow Commission should have been tasked to do in the first place? Not lessons learned from the Johnny nonsense so they can just take hold of more and more power. That's all that is. That's all that is. And I'm going to say it again. If you think that the inner workings of our uppermost intelligence apparatuses, whether that be the FBI, the CIA, the NSA, and the many other agencies within, don't know exactly, let me repeat this, exactly what this virus is, where it came from, and how it was dispersed in the public, you are kidding yourself. You are kidding yourself. They absolutely know. 100%, they knew from the outset. They knew from the outset, and in my opinion, they, and when I say they, the intelligence community, through Pompeo and others, fed Trump that certain Wuhan laboratory narrative. It is a narrative, all right? Because that narrative continues to accentuate this idea, U.S. good, China bad. U.S. good, China bad. I hate to tell everybody, but we've deployed plenty of Chinese-style tactics here in this country now. Okay? Now and before. And China is the big tech beta test for the globe for their social credit score, because they're out of the beta test there. They're out of the beta test there for sure. So, thumbs the video up, subscribe, and share. Plenty of trolls in the comment section lately. That's okay. Troll away. Troll away, trolls. You know what happens when I catch you? I ban you. You'll have to make another trolly account and troll me elsewhere. Until then, I would suggest people thumbs it up, subscribe, share. Definitely check out the not only the Whitney Webb video from earlier, but also my video on the big pharma commercials that are just so over the top, and the medications upon medications upon medications upon medications, okay, upon medications that they are pushing on people. I love it when somebody says that they're not a troll, as if I was directly saying it to them because they already knew they were a troll. That's the joke, right? That's the joke. So, Rockfin guys, make sure you make that free Rockfin account at the very least. Otherwise, the links are down below how you can financially support me. I do want to remind everybody, a premium Rockfin account gets everybody's premium content, including Unlimited Hangout, including Graham Elwood, including Slow News Day. And I'm going to be on Slow News Day at the top of the hour. So in a little more than a half an hour, get ready for Steve and I to get down to business on DARPA and so much more. So I love you guys. Thanks for joining me. Go make that free Rockfin account, and I'll see you on the flip side.